Come in different formulas. Here we go. Yep. Oh, my mistake. There it is. Huh?
Yeah.
That's the stuff you're gonna have to know. Wait, who did you have? I don't know what you did. Yeah, that's enough. So therefore, so don't fine. Now there's another one, there's a sign of u minus v, but I don't want to write a difference minus. The u minus v, if that's a u minus v, so that's oh my goodness. If I use the plus, I'm going to use the plus. If I use the minus, I'm going to use the minus. I don't know. But I know we got okay. Cosine of our something different. Yes. Switch. Those four things you will need to know. I know them, so therefore you know them. That's my rule. I don't know them, you don't know them. Does that make sense? But I do know the one that I don't know. So you could have this on a 3x5 code if you want. Because I don't know. Because I don't know. If you want to know it, on page 400. So you need to go look it up. Do you need to know? Huh? Do you need to know? It could be. So I want you to give me the formula. Somebody read it? Okay. You guys can math. Okay. You guys want to know what if I didn't know sine and cosine. So that's why I memorize the other thing. Hey, here we go. Example number one. I do remember this. I remembered it for on the test at one point, like every other thing. There are no classes come from
Yeah.
not so much. True. They do. Well, that's why peanuts not enough. A bush nut. I want to know the exact answer to this. Oh, I like you. Say it louder. Yeah. So do we know what 45 and 30 is? Then all you have to do is try 45. Now you 135 and 120.
I didn't use a calculator.
Let's see if you get the same.
Yeah, I probably will. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. That's a different. sine of 45 sine of 30 minus sine of 30 cosine of 45. So there's going with that. Like this. You would be there, like you said. Why wouldn't that be just sine? Exactly. That's why I'm saying exactly. Huh? Well, 45 minus. So this is how you get that line. Square root of 45. 45. I mean, yeah. What's the sine of 45? You guys, some of you guys don't know your steps on my times table. I'll see you put in names and numbers. Do the sign. I did. You the sign? I did. Wow. All right.
What if it didn't fit in the circle? Like if it was like sine 13. Oh, good.
Sine of 30. Oh, you want to. Square root. Why am I? That's Did you actually get out?
It's how, yeah, it's just how it works. It's a superior.
Have you seen that? I saw. Where he's driving. Sitting on the boat. Or the what? Those are all things. What color is that? That wasn't a song. Makes sense. Is that a funny thing? Is your dad a plumber? Does he plumb? He does? When you get better? For when? Oh, okay. What do you mean? You're all I want the exact answer to this. You don't. You stay right away. What'd you get, Temple? Whoever said it said. I always reverse it. times of the plus x is minus b. So instead of giving yeah. Notice, I gave you the problem, and after you use the formula backwards, right? And because see how the cosine and cosine is plus is minus. Huh? Minus here, plus this, minus here, cosine. Sine is the same as that. Hence my relative minus. Okay. Except the line is sine. Even root on how, same sign, sine, same sign. That was the one working on. Only to get what oh, do they have a calculator? I found out. Wait, I'm running from the valley. Hey, you don't have a calculator? There are some people that want to have a certain number of students. And so even though they didn't want it, that's okay. So they believe it can be still a I saw your picture from the big girl. Yeah? Okay. I see you wearing the tiara, and I'm looking to it. You wear that every day and represent your friendship? No. You know, if you want to do that, like a 1,000-person line for little. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. No, you should do it. You should do it. So here's our goal, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know all of them. All of them are U minus B. You want to do alphas and betas? Do alphas. I'm really sad that we wouldn't come in. Yeah. Even her own boy knew that I was exactly because I have to get. Okay. So here's sine of u. I'm going to erase these things. I'll do it later, but I just want to give you one. I need the space right now. Unlike you guys can see everything. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and find sine of u minus e. So we all know that sine u, hopefully you know, cosine v minus sine v cosine u. Product head. Fine. Oh, do yellow.
Green, green. So all the colorblind people.
Anybody colorblind? No?
I hope none of your viewers do colorblind. I like the black one.
Hey, what's the sign of you? It's three on top. Yay! Whoa! We need this. We're going with it. What's the cosine of B? Oh. What's the sine of B? Make the sine. This guy, he's in quadrant 4. We're going to make the triangle. He is angle B. But angle B's cosine was 12/13. So therefore, now do I know the sine of B? What is the sine of B? Negative 5/13. Yeah. Maybe it depends on what cosine of U is. And now I gotta come over here. Do I know the cosine of U? So I gotta draw a triangle, don't I? Yes, sir. Because it's in quadrant 4. Why is that? Because it tells us it's in quadrant 4. This was in quadrant 2. Reset. Isn't quadrant 2 positive this time?
Oh, I'm struggling.
Yes, you are. U is 3/5 what? Negative 4. It's in quadrant 2, and so that's negative. Why is that? Is that close to it? This is part of the problem. Oh, okay. Quadrant 2. Well, that's quadrant 4. That's on that one. There's 2 different angles. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Who does? What is up with that? Who? Why? Damn. What kind of thing? Oh, they are? Oh. My $35 I just threw away. Oh. High five. Oh. Even broken. I don't think one definitely. Let's go. Hold on, push the pause. Can you push pause? I don't. No.
Everybody got that, where that sine comes from? Now we're going to do the cosine. Yeah. So this is cosine u. Nope, I'm not. Cove. Because he's a minus, what's this become? Positive. What's the cosine of u? I think that was the 12. Nope, that was the negative 4/5, right? And then cosine of v was 12/13. Plus sine of u was 3/5. Sine of v is negative 5/13. Now I had a question earlier, Mr. Roberts, I can see that these cancel out. I'm not going to do that because they already have the same denominator. And nothing cancels out on the left-hand side. Does that make sense? So I'm going to keep it there just so I have that same common denominator anyway. So that's negative 48/65 minus 15/65 for a total of negative 63/65. What was the other thing I needed to find? I found sine, I found cosine, I need to find. Now here's an exact reason, guys, why I don't know the formula. Well, I know it's sine. Who is the sine answer? Negative 16/65, right? Who's the cosine answer? Negative 63/65. Yep. So therefore the tangent is 16/63. Nope. Negative over a negative is a positive. Was he positive? Oh, I apologize. I just thought it was negative. Sorry. Positive, so then this comes out negative. Do you understand why I don't know the tangent equations? Kind of, a lot of times you're going to find the sine, the cosine anyway, so why know the tangent? Okay? So, now we're going to go on to this problem. I would like to use this cool color. We're going black. And we're going to go with this. Oops. We're going yellow coloring. That looks good, huh? I lost a C, but you guys are good with me? How's that? You guys like that? Changing it up. Can anybody tell me what the arc cosine of 3/5 is? That's an angle. Remember when you see an arc cosine, arc tangent, arc sine, whatever, that's an angle, isn't it? So isn't this basically just u minus v? Right? So therefore I have sine of u, cosine of v, plus sine of v, cosine of u. Anybody have a question on how I got that? Do I know what the sine of u is yet? No, because I need to build a triangle. Because this is two different angles. That's an angle minus an angle. So this is a difference of angles. Yes, sir. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Was that you too, Chuck? Thank you. So here we go. I got to draw a triangle. Okay. Arc cosine is positive in quadrant 1, isn't it? So I'm going to draw u in quadrant 1. So that's 3/5. So therefore, what's the other side? 4. So therefore, do I know what the sine of u is now? Go to u, take the sine, what do I get? 4/5. Do I know what the cosine of e? Oh, I got to draw a triangle. Here's v, where tangent is x over 1. It's arctangent. It's not arcsine, it's the sine of u. With me? I'm going to the triangle u. The arc cosine built this triangle. Because remember, it gives us an angle. What angle did we call it? U. And there it is, right there. So now I'm building a triangle V with this being x, this being 1, this side being 1 plus x squared underneath the square root. That's just by Pythagorean theorem, right, Kels? 1 squared plus x squared is 1 plus x squared, and then what do I have to do to it? Square root it. You good? So what's the cosine of that? 1 over square root of 1 plus x squared. Minus the sine of v. X over square root of 1 plus x squared. Cosine of u, 3/5. Yes, no, maybe so? Because it's addition, I have to add before I take the square root. If that was timesing, I could, but because of that addition, that's the reason. So this becomes 4 over 5 square root of 1 plus x squared. And yes, guys, normally I like to go ahead and rationalize, but we're not today because of time issues. So therefore, I would get then I would rationalize that by timesing it by square root of 1 plus x squared top and bottom if I wanted to. Make sense? Any questions? That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Okay. Next thing. Next item that we're going to talk about. How many of you guys remember when I told you guys didn't have to memorize these formulas? Nope. You guys remember when you saw all these ones on the very first 5-1, and I told you not to memorize them? Here's the reason why. Do I know what this is? This is a difference formula, isn't it? Correct? So now, already because I'm having you memorize the difference formulas, then I can hurry and do this, can't I? Where this is the cosine of pi halves, cosine of x. Because it's a minus, I do a plus. Sine of pi halves, sine of x. Can somebody tell me what the cosine of pi halves is? Zero. Cosine of pi halves is 0. And what's 0 times anything? 0. So this side is 0, isn't it? Plus, what's the sine of pi halves? 1. And 1 times sine of x is sine of x, which equals sine of x, which we just proved it anyway, didn't we? Does that make sense why I showed you not to memorize those ones? Because you're going to have to memorize this formula anyway. Everybody good there? Well, no, we need to memorize how to do the formula of this so that it can prove that, correct? And I could use that to understand, hey, I can use that to substitute, couldn't I? Okay, last one. I'm going to kind of go through this quick. So here we go. I get sine of x cosine of pi force plus sine of pi force cosine of x. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is just this, isn't it? Now I'm going to add the next one, but I actually have to go below because I don't have enough room. Okay, with me? So I add, here we go. I get sine of x cosine of pi force. But because this is a minus, what does this happen? Minus if you'll notice, these guys, I have this plus this, which is 2 sine of x cosine of pi force. And these guys just get rid of each other, don't they? So now I'm equaling to 1. And what is cosine of pi force? This is root 2 over 2. You guys see how those 2's would get rid of each other? So I'm at root 2 sine of x equaling 1. Divide it. Sine of x equals 1 over root 2, which is, as you're saying, Gerby, what? Where does sine equal root 2 over 2? Now, this is like last time's homework, isn't it? Where does sine of x equal root 2 over 2 at? Pi force and 3 pi force. So once again, Chuck, this is just my quick way of doing it, right? Should I do individuals, Chuck? Sure, but do you get what I'm doing here, though? Where n belongs to the integers. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. Let me find your lovely homework. Uh-oh. This one? There it is. It's on Skyward every day. Huh? It wasn't. He just showed me something with the F word in it. I love it. But it is. I don't suggest you share that unless they want to see it. But that's exactly what it is. Oh, just understand it has the F word in it. That's basically what happened today. It has the F word. Paige, don't lose your innocence. Paige, did you read it? I don't know about you losing your innocence over that meme. You can read it. Go ahead. Did you? It's pretty funny though, huh? Oh.